Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Daily Sports Update Show here on Vic and Vern Sports Chat. I'm Vic, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. 7 o'clock Central European Time, early in the morning again, back to the sports. Look, lots to get into this morning. Not the longest show ever, so don't worry. Here we go. So we'll talk about the FIFA World Cup, tennis, more, the Euros from the ladies, the Gold Cup in the US, Major League Baseball, NBA, a little bit of NFL news, rugby around the world. We'll get into all of it. But hey, we are, we're moving nicely forward. 64,551. So we're close to our 65,000. So keep on liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, becoming a member. Thanks a lot for all that. Let's go into the Club World Cup quickly, because there were no games yesterday and there will be no games today. But tomorrow we will have Fluminense against Al Hilal. I think that's going to be a cracking game. And then Palmeiras against Chelsea. So you have two Brazilian teams out there. Chelsea, the last English survivor. So let's see what they can do. They have been very busy on the transfer market, I can tell you that. They're just buying everything. But I don't know how they do it, but congratulations to them. Then we move to the Women's Euros. That is held in Switzerland, of course. And yesterday was the opening day. And Finland beat Iceland. That's Group A game. And Switzerland lost in their opener. The hosts, they lost 2-1 to Norway after leading 1-0. And they should have been up 2 or 3-0. They had so many chances, but they didn't take them. And so Norway came back, and the Swiss are already under pressure. So the next game is already a must-win game for Switzerland and for Iceland if they want to get through to the next round. What is coming up today? Well, some good games today. Spain against Portugal. The Battle of Iberian Peninsula. Let's see who comes out on top. Spanish ladies are the reigning world champions. So let's see what they can do. And Belgium take on Italy in the early game at 6 o'clock. So two interesting games. If you're a lover of women's football, you should be watching those. Then we have the Gold Cup in the US, and the final is there. And is anybody surprised that the final is Mexico against the USA? Mexico beat Honduras 1-0, and the USA beat Guatemala 2-1. So the final, as it is almost always in the Gold Cup, it's Mexico against the United States. Then we move on to Wimbledon. Yeah, it's hotting up there in Wimbledon, not just the temperatures, but the games. We're getting to the latter stages now, coming on the weekend, and then we'll have an exciting second week of Wimbledon. Let's first go have a look at the lady. So Vern, your Arina Sabalenka, she got through. Who else? Madison Keys got through there. Amanda Anisimova got through. Yes, of course, Emma Raducanu, the British girl, got through. Naomi Osaka. So you check out whoever's your favorite out there. The scores are out there. Gonna be quite interesting to see. After Coco Gauff got knocked out in the first round, I think you got to go with Sabalenka. You have got to go with Sabalenka. But Wimbledon has been won the last 3 years, but no one expected it to win it. So let's see what happens this year, at least on the ladies' side. On the men's side, Alcaraz knocked out the young Brit, Oliver Tarvett, in easy 6-1, 6-4, 6-4 straight sets. Taylor Fritz is still in there. That is the second 5-setter in a row for Taylor Fritz. Rublev came through, Cam Norrie came through, Karin Khachanov is through, Mattia Bellucci is through. So yeah, a lot of good of the players. Brandon Nakashima is through. So check it out. Look, Alcaraz trying to win the Wimbledon for the third time in a row. There's not many people that have done that. I mean, let me go off the top of my head. I think Bjorn Borg did it. Pete Sampras did it. Roger Federer did it. I think they're the only three. Maybe there's somebody I'm missing, a fourth one that won 3 Wimbledons in a row. But those are the guys that, So he'd been an elite group of players if he could win 3 Wimbledons in a row. Novak hasn't won it 3 times in a row. No. They know what I'm really looking forward to, and that's coming up tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock Central European Time on this channel. England under-20s against South African under-20s. I'm really looking forward to that game. That is really going to be exciting. So join us at about 5:45 Central European Time tomorrow. The NBA, well, not a lot of news out of the NBA, just a few. Mike Brown looks like he's going to be the new head coach of the New York Knicks. I like Mike Brown. He did a good job when he was at Cleveland. Then he went to the Lakers. The Lakers kind of shagged him. So he went to the Kings. So let's see what Mike Brown can do at the Knicks. DeAndre Ayton, ex-Phoenix Sun, got traded off to Portland and looks like he's a free agent now. Looks like he's going to sign a 2-year deal with the Lakers. Lakers do need a center. If DeAndre Ayton is the right man, I am not sure. NFL news. Yep, in the NFL. This man is unretired. He was only 32 years old and he went to retire. I think he's a fantastic tight end, Darren Waller. He's unretired to sign for the Miami Dolphins. I think it's a good pickup from the Miami Dolphins. Waller is a solid, good tight end. Let's see if he can help the Dolphins out this season. Then WNBA. Oh, High Life, you must be happy this morning. There's no WNBA. There is no WNBA. They'll be playing against tomorrow again, so we'll get into that. Major League Baseball, lots to get through here. Here we go. All right, there was a lot of doubleheaders, so don't be surprised if you hear some names twice. The Padres beat the Phillies 6-4. The Tigers beat the Nationals 11-2. The Reds lost to the Boston Red Sox 3-5. The Brewers beat the Nets 7-2. The Guardians lost to the Cubs 5-4. The Orioles got blanked by the Texas Rangers 6-0. The Angels lost to the Braves 3-8. The A's beat the Rays. Sounds like a poet. The A's beat the Rays. The A's lost to the Rays 6-5. The Padres then lost the second game of that doubleheader 5-1 against the Phillies. The Tigers lost the second one in that doubleheader 4-9 against the Nationals. Then the White Sox beat the Dodgers 4-2. The Cardinals, also a doubleheader, lost 5-0 to the Pirates. The Twins beat the Marlins. The Giants beat the Diamondbacks 6-5. The Royals lost to the Mariners 3-2. The Astros beat the Rockies 5-3. The Yankees slump again, losing 11-9 to the Blue Jays. The Boston Red Sox won the second game of their doubleheader 8-4. And the Brewers lost to the Mets 3-7. So some teams, Boston winning both in their doubleheader, so that's good for them. They'll be moving up. High Life will definitely be happy about that. Don't forget, we did our weekly rugby update, came out yesterday, so check it out. The most comprehensive rugby update out there, give you all the information about the win of Toulouse in the French League, the games that the Springboks played last week, the Lions, we got the upcoming games that'll be on this channel, the All Blacks taking on France on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, live on this channel at 12 o'clock. The Waratahs take on the Lions, live on this channel. Then, of course, the big one from 4 o'clock onwards, everything to do with the Springboks against Italy. And then in the evening, Vern will be doing that one live. Argentina against England. I think that's going to be about 10:30 in the evening, Central European time. So if you're a rugby fan, you're going to be really well entertained this morning. Kind of that's the wrap up. Of course, there is going to be the Formula 1 Grand Prix of Silverstone this weekend. That is coming up. Women's Euros will be going on. The reigning champions England will jump into the competition. I think that's on Saturday or Sunday. Club World Cup. We're going to have the quarterfinals. Should be interesting to see who gets through this. Some good games coming up there. The Gold Cup final will happen. Tour de France starts on Saturday. Always exciting. I'm not sure if it's a prologue this year that starts it off, a time trial. I love watching the Tour de France. There was a few years I couldn't watch it anymore after the Lance Armstrong debacle. I mean, if anybody was a Lance Armstrong fan, it was me, but that just kind of rocked my world. But I love watching when they go into the mountains. I'm a masochist. I love to see people suffer. Of course, this year they're not doing my favorite mountain stage, which is Alpe d'Huez, but they are going to the Mont Ventoux, which I like. I don't know if the Colombier is in here this year or the Telegraph. Beautiful mountain passes there in France, so we'll see it out. But they will be in the Pyrenees and they will be in the Alps. And like to check that out. What else can I tell you guys? Yeah, look, a lot of trades going on in the NBA. NFL season is getting closer. I will be doing a few videos on that the minute it gets a little bit closer. But at the moment, it's rugby is the big focus on this channel. So check it out on the weekend. So I wish you guys all a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. Stay safe, be healthy, and we'll talk to each other tomorrow morning, same place, same time, 7 o'clock Central European time.